Yeah, it's about this time these things start to get a little less sensitive. 600 times background. Once it maxes out here, it's sort of so ionized it really can't count so well. Anyway, we're up at about 600 times background.
So I'm continuing clearing out some of the crazy news stories that people have sent me. And this one came out at the height of the HBO Chernobyl hysteria. Deadliest claw, Chernobyl digger claw, so radioactive one touch could kill you, still lies in the forest 33 years after disaster. Spoiler alert, it can't. Digger claw, believed to be the one that used to clean up Chernobyl, still in the abandoned forest, stumbled across the ultra-radioactive machinery, and there it is, the claw. Now, the first thing that might clue you in to it's not actually ultra-radioactive is it sat on grass that is quite happily growing. When it gets really radioactive, it'll kill the grass, it'll kill everything. So the mere fact that there's lichen and stuff growing on it and grass underneath it, right? The first thing that usually is going to happen with anything that's been exposed to radioactivity is it rains. And when it rains, it washes most of the stuff off, right? After that, you're just left with the small particles that are actually sort of stuck into the metal or something like that, and they're not going to come out that much. So touching it won't actually give you that much exposure. In the, usually if the particles come off on you or you eat them or something, then you get the full whack of the radiation dose. If all you're doing is touching something that's radioactive, then coming away from it, you get almost no exposure. And here is our radiation expert, stumbled across the ultra-radioactive machinery in 2011. Private tour, claimed it was the most dangerous object in the exclusion zone. This is going to be terrifying, you can tell. Okay. So, it's more stuff about, here we go. I put my hand inside because I wanted to get a reading on with the Geiger counter. Was I worried? Yes, but I was worried the whole time. The guide said to me, don't touch it. Do not touch it. So I just put my hand in very quickly and took it out again. It wasn't easy to get a reading on the Geiger counter. It was climbing so fast because it was a digital reading. Every time I took a photo between digits, so I kept getting a blank screen. One photo came out readable, was showing 39 microsieverts per hour. At which point you sort of roll over laughing, right? And the 3 microsieverts is what you typically get on a plane. So it's about more or less 10 times what you get on a plane. So just putting your hand in there for 10 seconds is the equivalent of being on a plane for 100 seconds, about 2 minutes of plane flight, right? Yeah, this is, it's about 400 times background. You don't want to hang around there, but it's not exactly particular. You'd have to hang around there for hours, days even, to get any detectable effects from this. And they're claiming this is the so radioactive that one touch would kill you. So yeah, maybe to put this all into perspective, I've recently got some uranium. It's maybe just a little bit more radioactive than this.
Okay, so that's approaching natural background. That's about 0.1 or something is natural background. And in the cabinet here, we have some quite a lot of interesting stuff, but this is maybe the most interesting one. So even through the glass, we're getting up to 60 times background, 80 times background, 90 times background. Well, that's nothing. You wait till I actually get on the inside of this here cabinet, and we'll see how much this thing will go up to. So 200 times background, 300 times background, 400, 500. Yeah, it's about this time these things start to get a little less sensitive. 600 times background. Once it maxes out here, it's sort of so ionized it really can't count so well. Anyway, we're up at about 600 times background, getting on for 700 times background. But, of course, once you get this far away from it, it'll drop down to basically nothing. So it averages out a bit. So we're now down to 2. This is half the radiation you get on an airplane, and it's only that far away. So what you've actually got there is just some naturally occurring uranium ore. I forget what exactly it is. It's yeah, it's no, it can't be a nitrate. Anyway, it's about 50% by weight uranium. So if I can get all of the uranium extracted out of that, I'll have getting on for 20 grams of uranium. What do I plan to do with 20 grams of uranium? The extraction, by the way, is going to be tough. But we have some other metals here. So this is gold. This is silver. They're all 1 gram pieces there. So I say 20 grams. It's actually quite a lot. If it was the same density as silver, it's not. It's about the same density as gold. But the plan is, once I've extracted all my uranium from there, I'm going to make a ring out of it. A ring of pure uranium to make it the ultimate ring of power. Now, interestingly, I've been told that a lot of the reason this is as radioactive as it is because this has lots of decay products in it. Right? Once you refine this up to pure uranium, the metal itself is only an alpha emitter. So once you're an alpha emitter, it won't even go through the glass. These really aren't even, or they shouldn't be the alphas. The alphas shouldn't even be able to get through the glass there. But just whilst we're here, some other interesting stuff that we have. This is sodium chloride halite. In fact, there's actually quite a lot of it here. That's halite as well, the big crystal thing. Sodium chloride, big crystal. But the reason it goes blue is occasionally it crystallizes in caves with uranium, and the high energy particles sort of knock atoms out, or they disrupt the crystal and cause these color centers, which make it look very much like that. Not that one, by the way. That's fluorite, which if you knock them together, you smell the fluorine coming off it. Also sort of related to radioactivity. Then these guys here are diamonds, and they are absolutely glorious under a microscope. That's the gold that I melted and poured on a potato. That's silver I melted and poured on a potato. That's gold with my teeth marks in it, just to prove it is actually quite soft. That's bismuth. Bismuth is amazing stuff. These are actually bismuth crystals. They're very cheap. You can get them on eBay for a couple of bucks or something. But it's got this really weird property where bismuth, like ice, actually floats in the molten liquid, and it forms these absolutely fascinating crystals. And then that's actually some naturally occurring copper and some neodymium, if I remember rightly. Anyway, so that's my plan for my uranium.